A food crisis is brewing, and our tables will soon be empty if the world's population continues to increase and food production decreases.
We're not producing enough for our population.
I will do better if I can get source, financial source.
To stop this dizziness in its track, Helen Paul and I, Frank Donga, visit the highlands and lowlands of Nigeria, connecting the food heroes on the front lines to experts who can solve their problems, position them to meet the growing demand, and unearth possibilities locked up in fallow grounds. This is Farm and Fortune. On the show today, Helen wears herself out with child's play.
Must you follow me?
Everyone dreams of becoming a hero.
We have our winner. Congratulations.
But Zacchaeus knows how it really feels. He wants to feed the nation with just his hands.
Use it as a means of extending kind gesture to the masses.
There is this love-hate relationship I have with gardening, mostly this season of Christmas. But I love the smell of planting generally, especially seeing it grow in my presence. But do you know what? You need the right tools. And how do we get the right tools?
Only that you need money to get the right tools. Yes.
Well, it's true. As a farmer, you need money to get the right tools. But how do you get money for the right tools?
Well, that's exactly the problem we're going to solve today.
How?
Yes. We're going all the way to Duko village in Lavon, Niger State, to meet a passionate farmer whose family has bridged the rice gap in their community for over 30 years. And they are doing so much that they can with the very little that they have.
That sounds very interesting. Please, let's go to Doko village to see this fantastic Frank's, farmer that knows so much about farming. Please follow us. My name is still Ellen Paul.
And I'm Frank Donga.
Welcome to our show, Farm and Fortune.
From merely tagging along to owning and expanding the farm, growing rice has always been a huge part of Zacchaeus' life.
I became a farmer right from my useful days. I inherited it from my dad, my father, at the age of around 10 upward, when I started following my father to the farm.
Talk about becoming like your father. 30 years after he took over, Zacchaeus is popular for the rice he grows.
Approximately, I can say I have about 100 hectares of farm. I practice wet season and as well dry season farming I do.
How is he getting by though? Does farming pay that well?
This is the most thing I solemnly relied on, and indeed is a source of livelihood to my family, and I do also use it as a means of extending kind gesture to the masses, mostly the poor or the destitute. So I use it, and in fact, I'm not regretting it. Though I have other business I'm doing, but this is the principal one that I do rely on, and in fact, it has been sustaining me. My name is Zacchaeus Salau. I'm a farmer.
I have an expert in the house, a very intelligent man. In terms of money and finances, this man is top in Nigeria. is the Managing Director, ABU Microfinance Bank, is no other person than our own Alhaji Aminu Mohammed.
Thank you.
So Alhaji, how do farmers get this money from you, since you are the one sponsoring, supporting them, without any difficult process for farmers?
Farmer will just apply for the loan.
Apply?
Full application.
With letter?
Before.
Okay.
Fill.
Okay.
Then the farmer is required to come in to subscribe for a product, because we have different categories of lending. Is it crop production? Is it animal husbandry? Is it poultry, etc., etc.? So when you apply, all you need to bring up is an equity contribution. Then no collateral is required.
No collateral?
Yes.
Great.
All with the required is identification by the community leader.
Okay. Okay.
Then we group the farmers into group of 10 to 15. This we would serve as a collateral, because there is this cross guarantee by each member.
Oh.
Then after that, the rest of the process are done by us. For example, we insure the farms.
Wow. Okay.
We also obtain CBN ACGS guarantee, where Central Bank of Nigeria will guarantee 75% of the loan in case of default.
Okay.
Or here we mean genuine default. So in our product or in our program, the bank is involved with 100% financing by the bank.
But how is the percentage when you get the money back? Is it very high?
How? The interest rate?
Yes, or no interest rates. You just collect
rate. Of course, we are in business. We have to make money.
Thank you, Alhaji. Quite insightful.
You're welcome.
All right, my people, our soil expert from Nice is also ready on this show today, and he's going to be giving us more information about the Doko soil. How is it? How is happening there? Over to you. Let's go.
Thank you, Ellie. We shall be discussing soil information with regards to Doko community in Niger State today. Having said this, let us look at the parameters. The soil information we have here shows that the soil pH of the area is low, and which at the same time is still optimum for the rice production. The available P, which is about 10 to 30 ppm, is low, and the exchangeable potassium is very low. These three major elements are very necessary for the growth of our rice, and so also the secondary elements like calcium is also very, very important, which is also very low. Having said this, we also have micronutrients that are essential for the growth of our rice to increase the bumper harvest and to increase the yield. The two major ones are the zinc and the boron. And if you look at the soil information we have here, the boron, which is less than 0.5, is very low, and the zinc also, which is about 2.8 ppm, is low. Having said this, what are the recommendations, the fertilizer recommendations that will best address these situations? The fertilizer application will be in the split application method, where at the planting, we are going to have the NPK applied at the rate of 270 kilograms per hectare, which is equivalent to 5.4 bags. Then later top dress with MOP at the rate of 50 kilograms per hectare, which is equivalent to 1 bag at 6 weeks after planting. This will be followed by the top dressing with urea, which is also a very source of nitrogen for the growth of our rice crop, at the rate of 100 kilograms per hectare, which is about 2 bags. And finally, top dress again at 8 weeks after planting with urea at the rate of 100 kilograms per hectare. All these recommendations we able to address the issue of the macronutrients that we have discussed about that can limit the yield of our crops, that is our rice, and which we boost the yield from 2 tons per hectare to 5 tons per hectare.
You see, while our farmers are taking on the huge task of managing the vast expanse of land for the production on the field, there's a lot we can do with what we have at home too. All right, guys, so what do you have for me today?
We'll be making plant nursery out of what we have in our surrounding.
Okay.
So I have my bottles here, and I have the waters in it. I'll be making use of that to make the plant nursery.
Interesting. I also see sand, I see eggs. We're not planting the eggs, are we? We're not attempting to plant egg. Whatever it is we're planning to do. All right, let's take a quick trip to Doko Village in Niger State while my two lovely next-gen farmers make magic.
I grow in my farm is that of the hybrid. Yes, namely Faro 44, Faro 60, and among others. My planting process, we integrate it both manual and that of, in fact, it's manual, let me say manual. Yes, we use hand. But how we do it, in the first place, we prepare nursery bed, we nurtured it. The expert came and, arranged it for me. From NCR, they came and they will arrange it, do the bed, and then mix it with fertilizer and also with this, what they call it, animal dung. So we'll be nurturing it until maybe it's due for transplanting.
Apart from the stress of manual farming, finance and access to credit are major challenges Zacchaeus has to grapple with.
I've no any financial connection backing. I don't have any financial backing. So this little money I usually gather, I used to, reinvest it. So the thing grows. I spent roughly about 2 to 3 million. If I'm able to sell all my farm produce in that particular field, I'm expecting no less than 10 million above. None of my farm is insured because I've not gotten any knowledge about it. And even when I fall victims of flood or other natural phenomena, what I usually take it is I usually take it as a trial time or trial season.
Wait, is he open to opportunities? What if we could double the numbers?
If I can get access to insurance, even right now, I'm ready. There was that particular year when the farm produce, the market was low. People are not demanding for what we stock. So it's like most of us were discouraged, even reducing the size of our farm that particular year. So when they got here, I opened the warehouse, seeing what was stock inside, they nodded their head. The first question they asked me, Mr. Zacchaeus, do you have any source of financial? I said no. So they said I should come to their office, that is their office at Minan. So I went there, I laid my complaint that I would do better if I can get source, financial source. That will boost my farming activity. I think that was the only time I attempted.
With the right financial aid, Zacchaeus could very well go from being a hero in Doko village to being a national hero, exporting locally produced Nigerian rice. I beg, can someone pack some of that rice for me? Please, add a special dose of Doko hospitality.
We just came back from Doko village where we met with our great farmer, Zacchaeus. But I'm learning from what is happening right now. We have a wonderful expert. This woman has done so much in the agricultural sector in Nigeria. And she's from the National Cereals Research Institute. No other person than Mrs. Adiza Abba Babagana. So nice having you in the house, madam.
Thank you.
So you don't look like someone who has touched any sand before.
Because I'm coming on stage.
So you came as an artist.
Yeah.
The band is learning. Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
So with the challenges that Zacchaeus is going through in Doko, what do you have to say to him?
Yes, Zacchaeus is on a large-scale farming, but he has a problem of financing. Somebody going into this type of farming has to get an external funding, which is his problem. And he made mention he tried several times trying to access this fund, but it fails. So the problem now is not from Zacchaeus, it's from the financial institutions.
Aja, tell me, is the federal government supporting the farming business in terms of financial help? or support? How?
Yes, we have the government financial institutions like the Bank of Agri, Bank of Industry, NALSAR, Smeden. We have them. They give out loans to farmers.
So how come farmers are still complaining that they can't access money?
You know, there is a situation whereby the banks will give out the loans, but the farmers at times don't pay back the loans.
So right, because
it's part of the national cake.
Oh.
Yes. There is gap between lack of awareness. Yes. And most of the times, let me use this, most of the times, this loan are not being given to the farmers on the right time, maybe during, politics or something like that. And they will be thinking, yes, this is just free for us, and they can't remit it back.
So how do we educate them then?
They should create a platform.
That's your platform.
Awareness.
That's your platform.
Yes,
the institute.
Yes, of course. We are trying our best. We are trying our best to do that. That's what people like Zykios are even willing to go, but it failed. He was not able to get the loan.
Thank you so much for coming on this interview.
Producing the food we eat takes more than a willing farmer and available soil. It involves tools, input materials, technology, and training delivered at the right time to farmers. One-stop shop connects farmers to supplies via a reliable network of brick and mortar stores positioned in and around farming communities.
Before the coming in of the one-stop shop, it has been so difficult for us to get our input.
The moment you come, they'll take your name, videotape you, and then you take the number of bags of fertilizer and other inputs.
Reach out to the One Stop Shop team today. Email us at contact-ng@ocpafrica.com. There is likely a one-stop shop near you or agri-promoters who would be delighted to find their way to you.
The farmer cannot waste his time to come to the bank and spend the whole day
signing documentation.
Signing document before you give him loan.
Welcome back. It's still Farm and Fortune, and our next gen farmers are right here with me. Guys, what's going on here? What do you have set up? Tell me about it. Jide?
So I made use of a plastic bottle. I put in the soil, and I made sure it was well moisturized. I put in water to make everything okay. Then to an extent, I have to scatter the sand just to make sure the soil is well aerated. The bottle is gotten from our surrounding.
Basically, recycled old bottles.
Yes. In it, I put in I've already put in the rice seeds, of which over time, I have to expose it to some certain environmental condition just for it to grow. But this plant nursery is okay for the rice to grow well.
Thank you very much, Jide. What about you, Koforola? What's going on here? Did you fry the eggs?
No, I did not.
So what happened?
Apart from plastic bottles, another thing we could use to make plant nurseries is eggshells. So what we've done is we've cut up the top part of the eggs and then we filled it with sand and before we put in the rice seeds and then added water. Then we made little holes underneath it.
Okay, when I saw the eggs at first, I thought maybe we'll plant the eggs or fry the eggs or
using the eggshells.
Just the eggshell as a container to hold the sand. Yes. Oh, now this is cool. So you don't even have to pull the plant seedlings out. You just take them straight to the field and drop them in the soil. Yes. Thank you very much, guys. He shocked you, Abby. He shocked you. Seedling, right at home. You guys give this a try. Try it at home. Take a picture, take a video clip. Tag us at Farm&Fortune on Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube. Upload and tag us. Let's see what you are doing. Thank you very much, Jide, and thank you very much, Koforola.
You're welcome.
If you think this is fantastic, you never say anything, oh. China, they watch, they go. I will come back.
This is Farm&Fortune, and we're still looking at rice farmers, the things they need, how to solve problems, how to go further in the agricultural sector. And I still have, of course, my guest in the house. Aside Zacchaeus, do you agree that farmers generally don't get that access easily to loan?
Most of our farmers are scared of this loan.
Great.
Yes, because a farmer will get a loan, maybe the duration to pay is just a year. So if that particular year he didn't get anything, what will he have to, pay that loan? So he will be scared. He say, no, I don't need it. But if the duration may be for the repair...
And not just the loan with interest.
High interest.
Because he is talking about business. He said his business is to make money.
It's still there. The interest rate is still there. If the financial institution will come down a bit with the duration...
If the what?
The financial institution...
Why are you pointing to him?
Yes, because he's one.
The issue is not issue about the cost. Mostly, if you go to these farmers, their problem is accessing the funds itself. Like what Zakio said, some people came to market him on his farm. They see what he's doing. They invited him come, and they went and they could not be able to offer any assistance to him. Probably due to one reason or the other, which he didn't mention. But from experience, mostly what deter farmers from accessing loans are issues that has to do with the processes, cumbersome processes that the farmer has to go through. The farmer cannot waste his time to come to the bank and spend the whole day
signing documentation.
Signing documents before you give him a loan. The farmer don't understand what it means to tell him interest rate of 10, 20% per annum or flat interest rate. Take a loan of 100,000 naira, you produce and you pay back. At most case, you pay back with just 10,000 naira. 100,000, you produce, you pay back at 10,000.
So you're just paying 110,000.
110,000 naira. And then there are NGOs in national and international that have their own intervention programs, which is affordable, which is lower. So when you look at that, you see it's affordable to the farmer. And let me tell you something very important. See, by giving the farmer quality inputs in terms of seed, fertilizer, chemicals, and agrochemicals, and other required inputs, you are not only giving him a loan, you are giving him a life. How?
How?
Because you are going to increase his yield. Let me give you a simple example. There was a farmer, he said he has a land, which is just about a hectare. So he has been cultivating that land, and one thing is he's an agricultural expert, but he has cultivated that land for a long time. The average yield he gets from that farm is just like, say, 40 tons. When he buys a high-quality hybrid seeds and uses that farm, he got almost double what he was producing before. So by giving him this quality loan, quality inputs, as a form of this loan, you are increasing his productivity, which at the end would increase productivity. So even if you give him a higher rate, which our own and the ones I know are not even that high, he's being compensated by the additional products he gets from his production, because you're going to get more money.
Most of our farmers are scared of lending money because of the risk. So what other things do you think can help them forget the risk and still get into it?
There are a number of things you can do.
Like?
First and foremost is you get the money, you insure the farm.
How do you insure the farm?
We have, basically, in Nigeria, we have the National Agricultural Insurance Company, that is NAIC, that insures farmers, farmlands, and then also. We also have a conglomerate of insurance companies under NICEL that also insures farms and farmers, which we are under the yield insurance. The NAIC insures the farmers, they insure the amount invested.
Okay.
While under NICEL, they insure it, they insure the yield.
Okay.
The expected yield. So you have this means to go. And then also the lenders arrange this insurance for these farmers.
Interesting conversation, Alhaji and Ajia. Thank you so much for coming. For more information on farming, and of course, are you interested in support system, anything about agricultural farming, getting to know about agric generally in Nigeria, please don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. Our social media handle on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Farm&Fortune. Don't go anywhere, because we have a special game for you, and it'll be played by our next generation people. They are coming right now. Are you ready for the game? Are you ready? We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, guys. It's game time on Farm and Fortune. Right here, I have our next-gen farmers. The game is very simple, and the prize is interesting. 50,000 Naira worth of farm inputs by our sponsors. Right here on Farm and Fortune. All you have to do is win this game, all right? Right in front of you, you have some tools. For the next couple of seconds, look carefully at those tools. Walk up to any tool of your choice and pick one, the two of you. Go ahead. Interesting. Thank you. They've made their selection. Now, these are the rules. You both have 45 seconds to transfer as much sand as possible from this full bucket into empty buckets in front of you. So please step into position. Your time starts now. Five seconds to go. 1 second to go. That's it. The two contestants started with 2 empty buckets of equal weight. So whatever weight you have now will be considered as the total weight of volume of sound that you have there. Kofo Rolauke has a total of 4,380 grams. That's 4.39 kilograms. Jide Babatunde has a total of 2,580 grams. We have our winner. Kofo Rolauke goes on with the prize money of 50,000 Naira worth of farm inputs.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bros, it's campaign. Sorry. But hey, we're all winners on this show. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere yet. We have a lot more coming for you right after now. Thank you very much for joining us on this wonderful episode of Farm and Fortune. It's been a wonderful time of learning and having fun here on the show. You can also download the Udongo app on Google Play Store to start your farm journey. Let's know what you think. And on behalf of the entire team, I say thank you on behalf of my co-host, Helen Paul. Helen Paul, come and say bye-bye to people. Helen Paul. She's busy with food as usual. Thank you very much. I'm Frank Donga. Join us next time.